guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out who wants to make things right with you, who wants a second chance with you. Is this someone who's romantically interested in you? Is this a platonic connection? What exactly are this person's intentions with you? We'll find out everything. So for the first group, I have this purple stone over here, this orange marble for group 2, and this white stone for group 3. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the purple stone, first let's find out who wants a second chance with you, who wants to make things right with you. Spirit, who wants to make things right with group 1? Who wants to make things right with group 1? We have storm warning. Who wants to make things right with group 1? Spirit, who wants to make things right? Contract. Who wants to make things right with group 1? And appreciation. This seems to be the kind of person who might have used you for their own benefits, and once that was done, they completely forgot all about you. Because over here with storm warning, I'm getting that this wasn't something that you had anticipated at all. In fact, contract over here tells me that you might have gone out of your way sometimes to help this person each time they needed something from you. Now, honestly, for some of you it can be romantic, but for a lot of you, I feel like this is something that was platonic, or was at least borderline platonic. I'm also getting that this individual was very good at buttering, very good at making you feel good about yourself, appreciating you a lot, really pumping up your self-esteem, showering you with compliments, trying to get into your good books, trying to become a part of your inner circle. But the motive was very clear right from the get-go, which was to get something out of you. Now, this can be for many reasons. Maybe you are at an influential position in your life, or you have a very good network of people who are quite resourceful. So a lot of people have this information about you, that you are someone who can get things done for them. I also feel like this individual was blinded by some misconception about you. And what I'm being told is that during the initial phase of this friendship or connection or whatever it was, they had assumed that you had said something about them or done something that had caused them some harm, even though you hadn't. So this was their way to get back at you. And chances are that later on they realized that you'd never said that thing or you'd never done that thing. And this whole revenge plot of theirs was basically all for nothing, which is why they might be wanting a second chance with you. Of course, we'll delve into that later on. Now, like I said, with storm warning over here, another way to identify this person is that their nature was very unpredictable. Like I said, they had this tendency of this flattery and charm and all of those things. But sometimes it looks like their personality would take a complete 180, and you wouldn't even understand what the hell happened. Moments ago they were being very nice to you, they were being very sweet to you, and suddenly they're very authoritative, they're very dominating, they're trying to be very controlling, they're trying to really hound you to get things done for them, and it just wouldn't make sense to you. So just like how the weather is very unpredictable, it seems like this individual's behavior towards you was also 8 out of 10 times quite unpredictable, and it's not something that you were overly fond of course. Another thing with storm warning, this could have been someone who had a bit of temper issues also. Could have been someone who worked in the legal field, or maybe you work in the legal field, and that could have been one reason why they needed your help with some court case of theirs, and that is why maybe they were trying to warm up to you. This individual themselves is pretty good looking and seems to have a clout, seems to have a lot of people who keep hovering around them to get their attention. But honestly, with contract over here, this to me is a very, very practical energy. So this individual definitely thinks more from their head and less from their heart. Okay, let's take a look at their possible initials now so you guys can get some better clarity. But this is a general reading, so don't get too hung up on the initials. Spirit, what are the possible initials of this person trying to get a new start with group 1? What are the possible initials of the person trying to get a new start with group 1? Okay, so we have E, Y, P, A, another E, Q, one more P, O, B, Z, one more Q, and a K. So letter P has come out twice over here. Q has come out twice over here. So maybe this individual's first name and surname both begin with the same letter, or the letters P or Q might appear more than once in their name. Maybe they work in the company EY. Just saying. Alright, now let's find out what is their intention behind trying to make a comeback into your life. Like, why do they want a second chance with you? Why does this person want a second chance with group 1 spirit? Why does this person want to make things right with group 1? We have regeneration over here. Why does this person want to make things right with group 1 spirit? Why does this person want to make things right with group 1? Why does this person want to make things right with group 1 spirit? Come to the edge. Why does this person want to make things right with group 1? Why does this person want to make things right with group 1? Why does this person want to make things right with group 1? And we have the fates. Okay, now I'm getting two very strong messages over here. The first reason behind this person reappearing in your life is something that is not in your control, and the fates over here tells me that perhaps there still is some unfinished karma, unfinished business between you guys, which is why this person is making a comeback in your life. All right, so that's the first reason. But the more dominant reason that I'm picking up on with come to the edge and regeneration is the problem for which they had sought help from you the first time around has come back in their life again. Okay, there has been a regeneration of that particular problem for which they were seeking your help. And somewhere in this context, come to the edge tells me that they have tried out every possible way to deal with that shit. And it's like at the moment they feel like you are the only option now that's left to explore. And possibly with the fates and the presence of all these stars over here, I also feel like they're quite helpful. That just like how you had helped them the first time around, possibly you will help them again this time around also. Because look at how this is pretty mid-air, you know, it's a very risky situation for them at the moment. And there does not seem to be any help around them. And this lava over here tells me that whatever this problem is catching up on them very quickly. In fact, it's quite possible that when you helped them for the first time around and then they completely forgot all about you, could have been because they suddenly were very unbothered, or they might have assumed that, you know, this is the end of it and this problem won't come back at all and it's just, you know, like done and dusted and they probably won't ever need you again. And that is not true. So it seems like, and this reminds me of the Fool somewhat, so it's like they've started right back from that initial beginning point, and which is why suddenly they're like, oh shit, looks like I need group 1's help again. After all, I have no idea where is this smugness coming from. Honestly, where is this confidence coming from that you will help them? Maybe you will, group 1. I won't discourage you from doing anything if that is what you want to do, but from what I feel, again, the reason why this person is making a re-entry in your life is, to me, it looks like it's purely for selfish reasons. They never anticipated that they need your help again, but looks like they have been, some force drove them to the edge and they need your help again, which is why they're suddenly reminded of you again. In fact, the string over here tells me that they might not approach you directly. You might have deleted their number. Heck, they might have deleted your number, in fact. So they will first have to retrace their steps a little bit. They will first have to re-establish contact with someone who's perhaps a mutual friend between you guys. And that's how they might get your contact information again. And somewhere over here, all of these hearts and stars and this these orbs over here tell me that again they might start the whole routine of being very nice to you, being very sweet to you, buttering you up, showering you with praises and stuff. So we know who they are, we know what their intention is. Let's see what their plan is essentially to get back to you, and then we'll close the reading with some guidance for you on the situation. How is this person planning to come back in group one's life, Spirit? How is this person planning to come back in group one's life? We have adventures over here. How is this person planning to come back in group one's life? Solitude. How is this person planning to come back in group one's life? And wonders. Okay, check this out, group one. It is going to be a very planned thing, but they might make it seem like it's an accidental run-in with you, even though it won't be. It seems to me with the presence of adventures over here that they will know, let's say they know where you usually are every Friday night, where do you hang out, with whom do you hang out. They know everything. They might even, like I said, try to first become chums with the people that you hang out with. So they will know what your plans are for the weekend. They will show up to that place. You wouldn't be expecting them. Maybe you won't remember this reading by then. And boom, out of nowhere, they'll be like, oh, hey, you, how are you? It's been so long and everything. So they'll make it seem as if it's very surprising or accidental. And like I said, not at all a pre-planned run-in, even though it will be exactly that. Now, with solitude and wonders over here, you will be able to pick up on one thing definitely, which will be like they are faking their excitement big time. They'll be faking their excitement big time. Solitude over here tells me that you wouldn't be too thrilled to see them, even though for some reason the people that you will be hanging out with will suddenly get very excited to see this person. Alright, so maybe the people that you'll be hanging out with have some history with this individual. Maybe those guys used to be very good friends, or maybe those guys still are in touch or whatever. But definitely, in comparison to you, the people that you will be with at that moment will be more thrilled to see this person. And it will be all a part of this individual's master plan to somehow get back to you. And again, with wonders over here, this tells me that this person will, like I said, shower you with compliments and things like that, ask you how you've been. Oh, you look sad. How's everything? Even though you're not looking sad at all, even though everything's going fantastically well in your life, they'll just try to seem as if, like you maybe need them, you need to do some emotional dumping on them, and that they're there for you, like I'm there for you, I'm just a call away and things like that. And gradually they'll try to seep into your inner circle again, like how they did, like a serpent for the first time around, and gradually find their way back to you. So now finally, let's see what is the guidance for you in this situation. Spirit, what advice do you have for group 1 to deal with this person? Knight of Cups in reverse. What advice do you have for group 1 to deal with this person, Spirit? 5 of Wands. What advice do you have for group 1 to deal with this person, Spirit? 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Wow, so listen, it seems like group 1, Spirit does not want you to be civil with this person at all. Rest, like I said, is your free will, but honestly, from what I'm picking up over here with Knight of Cups also being in reverse and 7 of Pentacles also being in reverse, Spirit is saying that you do not have to invest your time and energy in this individual at all. At all. With Knight of Cups being in reverse, you do not even have to entertain them. Again, Knight of Cups tells me that this person, like I have been saying from the beginning, will try to sweet talk, will try to butter you up again, try to get into your good books again. See right through it. I'm sure, hopefully, some part of this reading will register itself in your mind, and you will be able to see right through it. But anyway, Spirit is saying with the Knight of Cups being in reverse, do not fall for it. Okay? Do not mistake their cunningness for as being something that's genuine, because it won't be. Alright, it's a wolf in a sheepskin, so do not fall for that at all. In fact, with 5 of Wands over here, Spirit is saying, you know what, group 1, if you want to confront them, if you want to call them out on the way that they behaved with you the first time around, if you want to confront them about how they used you and then just left, you very well can go ahead and do that. You don't have to hold yourself back. If there is some resentment in you, if you want to unleash that thing out on them, do it. The moment they start bullshitting you with their sweet talk, at that exact same moment, if you want to, call them out on that, ask them to cut their crap, you very well can go ahead and do that. Don't hesitate, don't hold back, but definitely do not invest your time and energy in this person again. Alright? You or them might be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Leo, Sag, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Alright, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. I hope this reading gave you some clarity. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here. You can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You can find out all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, so for those of you who chose the orange marble, first we'll find out who is trying to come back into your life, then we look at their intentions behind it, then we will see how exactly are they planning to go about it, and we'll close the reading with some guidance for you to deal with that person. Okay, Spirit, who wants to make things right with Group 2? Who wants to make things right with Group 2? We have all tied up. Who wants to make things right with Group 2? Spirit wants to make things right with Group 2. Oh, woman holding a heart. Who wants to make things right with Group 2, Spirit? And door to value. All right, a very clear storyline over here for you guys, Group 2. But take what resonates, of course. This is someone whom you were heavily romantically interested in at some point in your life, but back then they didn't do anything about it. In fact, seems like over here with woman holding a heart, regardless of whether you're a masculine or a feminine, it's like you wore your heart out on your sleeve for this person. You might have even confessed your feelings to them. But back then, like I said, they did not do anything about it. They turned down the proposal. In fact, they might have even lied about not having any feelings for you. They completely turned their back towards you and might have even left the scene, honestly. But now over here, what I see with all tied up and door to value is that there is an element of helplessness in this energy, right? So turning you down, rejecting your love is not something that they wanted to do. It's something that they just had to do because perhaps back then, from their rational sense, they felt like that was the only available option for them. Why? Because with door to value over here, looks like back then they might have prioritized their career, finances, or money over love and relationships, which could have been their reason behind not choosing you. Now, if you tell me that they did not choose you but went ahead and chose, over dating other people, I can tell you over here with all tied up and door to value that those connections could have been for purely physical reasons. I'm not seeing any emotional investment in those connections as such. All of them could have been flings or very short-term relationships, like today they're with someone, tomorrow they're with someone else. It's like you couldn't even keep up with how many exes they'd had in that duration. It's also possible with the richness that I'm picking up from this card. It seems very lush, this energy, and then there's a lot of darkness over here with door to value. Tells me that there could have been some considerable differences between the kind of family that you come from, the kind of family that they come from, how your finances were at the time, how their finances were at the time. Maybe you were very clear about what you wanted to do in your life, and perhaps at that time they were very clueless. So a lot of different things were going on in their head, but the crux of it was that they just did not feel ready to accept the love that you were offering to them back then, which is why they might have, like I said, backed out from it, turned you down, maybe gently, maybe harshly, and just totally left the scene. So definitely in your case, this seems to be a connection that had romantic potential, but it was not realized. Let's take a look at their possible initials now to help you guys a little bit more. But this is a general reading, so don't get too hung up on the initials. But who is the person who's trying to make things right with Group 2? What are their possible initials? Okay, so we have O, J, U, H, I, another O, Q, E, K, one more E, one more I, and a P. So the letter I has come out more than once, as has the letter E. So maybe these two letters appear, also O. So O, I, and E, these three letters might appear more than once in their name. Their name might have a lot of vowels. It's also possible that their first name and surname both begin with the same letter. Alright, so now that we have a vague idea about who this individual is, let's find out what are their intentions behind trying to come back into your life now? Okay. Spirit, why does this person want to come back into Truth's life? Why does this person want to come back into Truth's life? We have by the book. Why does this person want to come back into Truth's life? All that glitters. Why does this person want to come back into Truth's life? Spirit. And co-create. Definitely one reason behind them trying to come back into your life is because the love that they had missed out on earlier, they want that now. With co-create and by the book, the energy that I'm picking up from this herd is that they want to start a life with you. You know, they want to get into a long-term relationship with you or marry you, settle down with you, start a family with you if that's what you're up for. But basically, the opportunity that you had presented them with in the past that they had declined back then, they want that now. Okay, and somewhere by the book and all that glitters tells me that firstly, whatever it is that they had set out to achieve, they have achieved it. So that's out of the way now. Whatever that initial hurdle was, the whole career, finances, settlement thing, that's out of the way. They feel like they finally have all of their ducks in a row, which frees them up now to go after what it is that they want or who it is that they want. All of these restrictions, these bondages don't exist anymore. Now, for some of you with all that glitters, it is quite possible, also with draw to value, that maybe at the time when you had first expressed your interest in this person, the reason why they might have turned you down, like I said, for some of you, it was the whole career finances thing. But for some of you, for the rest of you, it could have been that back then they felt like you guys were not on the same page and that somewhere they were above you, that you did not really fit into the kind of society or the kind of circle that they used to run in. But all that glitters has made it very clear, you know, the whole thing, all that glitters is not gold. So after they declined your offer and might have started dating people in their circle, they realized that the people that they were hanging out with or getting involved with were very superficial, were very pretentious, were very shallow. And if not all, then at least most of them were only after their money or their family's money. Unlike you couldn't have been bothered about all of those things at all. So all of these are late realizations nonetheless, but they are big realizations from what I see. And somewhere with by the book and all that glitters, it also feels like some of this, of course, was their decision, but for a few of these people whose energy we're channeling today, it could have also been a forced decision by the head of their family. That, you know, you only have to get someone from within our community or someone who matches up to our status and our level and things like that. And that could have also been one reason why they felt very tied up, very stuck, because at that time they did not feel like they were in a position to defy that individual's authority, which they feel fully capable to do now. Okay, with co-create, it's like they finally have the reins of their life in their own hands now, which is why they're more free to take decisions according to their own will. Choose the person that they want, hang out with the kind of friends that they want. I'm also picking up on a very specific message that if this is someone whom you had studied with, whether in school or college or wherever, internship or whatever, you might have seen that the kind of people that they used to hang out with, there could have been a smile on their face, but their eyes would always be very dull. Like this person's, there could have been a smile on their face, but their eyes would always be very dull because they did not really like the people that they were hanging out with. But it's just that because they were all part of the same circle, community or social setup, it's just something that they were forced to do, or something that they felt that they had to do to abide by this patriarch or matriarch of their family so as not to displease them. But like I said, now that the career is sorted out, or that they have figured out the difference between true people and shallow people, or that they finally have the reins of their life in their own hands, they want to make things right with you. They want to create something with you, a solid foundation of a relationship, start a family with you and everything, which is why they're planning to come back into your life. Okay, now let's see how are they planning to go about it exactly. Spirit, how is this person planning to come back into Truth's life? How is this person planning to come back into Truth's life? We have power over here. How is this person planning to come back into Truth's life? Inner peace. person planning to come back into True's life? And forgiveness, wow. You might expect a very strong entry from them, but I don't see that happening over here because inner peace is cutting power. So I'm getting two scenarios over here. In both the scenarios, one thing is common, that this person will definitely apologize to you for turning down your offer initially, or for breaking your heart, or for leaving you clueless, and for not being very nice to you, or for judging you in a very, like baseless manner, and all of those things. So the first scenario that I'm picking up on is that they will try to become friends with someone whom they know is very close to you, perhaps your sibling or some cousin of yours or your best friend, someone whose words have meaning for you, someone who you wouldn't like outright disregard if they're saying something to you, someone whom you would actually listen to, basically someone who has that kind of power over you to make you listen to what it is that they have to say. So this individual's first game plan would be to get close to whoever that particular person is, so that once that individual is convinced by this person's change of heart, they can in turn convince you about the same. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I'm picking up over here with inner peace and forgiveness is that they will slowly, like I said, slide into your DMs or message you on Instagram, like WhatsApp or Facebook or wherever, and they start out the whole thing as a very normal conversation, as if they're just trying to catch up with you. Oh, it's been so long, how have you been, and so on and so forth. Initially just go with the flow, try to bounce off of whatever it is that you're saying, direct the conversation in a manner that might ultimately lead to a point where they get a chance to apologize with you and make things right with you. So two scenarios. In the first one, they'll try to make friends with someone that's close to you, so that that person, now being a part of this person's team, can convince you about the whole change of heart thing. And the second thing would be to try and become friends with you directly, get the conversation going again, remove all of that stagnancy, address any elephant or elephants in the room, ask you for your forgiveness, and then present this intention of starting fresh, starting clean with you, with the intention of starting things on a harmonious, peaceful note. Like any bad blood, any grudges, they'd like to wash off all of that. Okay, so now let's see what guidance does Spirit have for you to deal with this individual. Spirit, what guidance do you have for Group 2 to deal with this individual? King of Swords. What guidance do you have for Group 2 to deal with this individual, Spirit? Two of Pentacles. What guidance do you have for Group 2 to deal with this individual? And King of Pentacles. Alright, Spirit wants you to be very smart about this. I'll tell you how. So the thing is that with the King of Swords, they are encouraging you to actually have a conversation with this person. Like if they're trying to talk to you, talk to them. As soon as they're saying hi, you don't have to block them or ghost them. Don't do that. However, with Two of Pentacles, King of Pentacles and King of Swords, talk to them with the motive of trying to understand whether they have actually changed or not. From what I can see, they legit have changed. But obviously, like I said, all of you are not inquiring about the same person, obviously. So you will have to be your own judge to a certain capacity. Which is why the more that you talk to them, the more clear you can get a picture of whether this individual actually will be walking their talk this time around, or whether they're just making castles in the air and won't actually go through with the whole thing. What will be the pros and cons of letting them back into your life? Will they actually deliver on their promises? Will they actually warm up to you, or will they, suddenly just come up with a cold front and ghost you again? Are they the kind of person that you're looking for? Or do they have what it takes to be the person that you're looking for? Are they the same person and just putting on a mask temporarily, or have they really changed to their core? Are they loyal? Are they trustworthy? Or are they just a fabulous actor? Which one is it? So basically, group 2, you do not have to jump to any conclusion. You do not have to get too excited too quickly by seeing their name flash on your screen. You have to take your time with that conversation, and you have to properly assess whether this person means what they're saying or not, whether they've actually changed or not. And then after analyzing everything, that is when you will come to your decision whether you should let this person back into your life or not. If you feel like yes, then go for it. If you feel like no, I am not convinced, then there's absolutely no need to entertain them any further. All right. You or this person might be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so for those of you who chose the white stone, first we'll see who is trying to come back into your life, then we'll see what are their intentions behind it, how are they planning to go about it, and we'll close the reading with Spirit's guidance for you to deal with this person. Spirit, who wants to make things right with group 3? Who wants to make things right with group 3, Spirit? We have anxiety over here. Who wants to make things right with group 3, Spirit? Who wants to make things right with group 3? Cornucopia wants to make things right with group 3. And we have action. All right. So whoever this person is, seems like they've been contemplating making a move towards you for some time now, and each time they think about it, they get very, very nervous. Honestly, with cornucopia and action, I'm not picking up on 100% platonic energy over here. It definitely is leaning more towards someone that really desires you, someone that's very attracted towards you, but perhaps feels like you are out of their league. You know, like how this white horse is way ahead of the black horse over here. So they feel like you're out of their league, that you're better than them, that you are more popular in the community than them, you're better looking than them, you're more successful than them. So why then would someone like you pay attention to someone like them? This individual with anxiety over here definitely seems to have a lot of worries, seems to have a lot of insecurities, and seems to sometimes drive themselves crazy with just thinking about the whole thing. I don't think that they have ever taken any concrete action towards you, although because this is them trying to come back into your life, so maybe once they had tried something along these lines and you might have made it very clear that you only see them as a friend, or you might have put them in the friend zone back then, or maybe you simply hadn't even thought about them in that way, so you might have dismissed everything that they were saying, or you might have thought that they were just being funny. But basically you hadn't taken them seriously, and something tells me that back then this person might have also pretended as if it was a joke, because it was too difficult for them to admit that they actually meant what they had said. But they haven't stopped thinking about it ever since then. I'm also hearing wrong move, I'm hearing wrong move very strongly. So it's also possible that this is someone who perhaps in the past did not choose a very nice way of confessing their feelings to you. Could have been very abrupt, could have happened in a in a drunk state or something, and obviously it was very rough. You did not like it, and ever since then they felt very ashamed of the way that they had behaved with you. It could have been something like a social setting wherein they saw you talking to someone and they got drunk and they created this whole scene of, why are you talking to this person, why don't you ever look at me, and things like that. And this was the first time that you were realizing that this individual perhaps has feelings for you, but it was still bizarre. You did not appreciate the way that they behaved with you. And ever since that episode, this person, like I said, might have completely gone into hiding as far as you're concerned, never showed your face to you again. It's like they almost disappeared from the face of the earth. But because they haven't stopped thinking about you, and because they still do have this desire to make a move towards you or to get together with you, and like I said, there's a strong craving for you, in fact, which is why they want to right their wrongs. But the way that this woman over here is sitting holding her head, it tells me that there is a lot of guilt and a lot of shame associated with whatever that wrong move was that they had made in the past. In fact, action over here tells me that obviously they had acted out of haste, which they shouldn't have, and that is also something that they beat themselves about over and over again now. I wish I could have taken some more time with how I went about the whole thing. I should have thought it through. I shouldn't have done that thing on an impulse. It could have also been someone, and this is another very specific message that I'm getting, could have been someone whom you had just started dating, like merely 1 or 2 weeks, and they very randomly might have proposed you to get married to them, and that could have been off-putting for a lot of you. Like, we've just met, how do you expect me to say yes to this? And the whole thing fizzled out, even though there was potential. Okay, now let's see what might be their possible initials, but this is a general reading, so I wouldn't advise you guys to get too hung up on the initials. Spirit, who is the person that's trying to come back in group 3's life? Who's the person that's trying to come back in group 3's life? What's their possible initials? What are the possible initials of the person trying to come back in group 3's life? Oh, look at this, X. Okay, so we have E, X, W. This can be M also because they're mirroring. We have 2 P's over here. We have a C, Z, T, B, one more E, a Q, and an R over here. It's possible that this person's first name and surname both might start with the same letter, or the letter P might come more than once in their name, also the letter E. Alright, so now that we have a vague idea about who this person might be, let's see what are their intentions behind trying to come back into your life. Spirit, why is this person trying to come back in group 3's life? Why is this person trying to come back in group 3's life? Why is this person trying to make things right with group 3? Spirit, why is this person trying to make things right with group 3? We have new life. Chop wood. What is this person wanting to make things right with group 3? They're trying to come back in group 3's life. And we have flexible. Okay, so group 3, obviously, one intention is pretty clear over here with new life, that they want a second chance with you. Seems like whatever it is that you guys had going initially, especially for those of you for whom it was a relatively new connection, you just started dating each other, they want a second chance at that. And somewhere with flexible, chop wood, and new life, I also feel like this individual has gone some sort of a personality change ever since you guys have last met or spoke with each other. Now, chop wood and flexible over here with that whole wrong move thing that I was picking up on earlier tells me that perhaps in the past, this individual was someone who was very stubborn, perhaps stuck up in their ways, and had a fixed definition of what an ideal friendship or romantic relationship is supposed to be like. And if there were any variations from that, it would psych them out. And it obviously did not go down too well with you, and you might have told them off. And that could have triggered this whole anxiety and made them realize that, oh shit, I think I fucked up and I shouldn't have done this thing. So they've taken some time out, they've done a lot of self-reflection, and they've realized there is no set pattern to go about this whole thing. If I like someone, I should be more accommodating, you know, I cannot expect someone to fit my standards of what a perfect person or what a perfect relationship is supposed to be like, because let's face it, nobody is perfect. And how the fuck do I know that my definition of perfect is what's actually perfect, right? That is also another thing. And with flexible over here, of course, it's like they want a chance to show to you that they have changed. And I think that this means a lot to them, like specifically this, showing to you that they are not like how you remember them. This particular thing is very, very important to them. They are desperate to get a chance to show you that they are absolutely nothing like how you remember them. They're not that crazy, stubborn, impulsive, control freak like how you remember them, that they've changed, that they're more grounded now, that they're more humble now, that they're more secure now, that they are very obviously flexible now in terms of not just their romantic relationships, but otherwise also they have completely sorted out and worked through their control issues, and that they honestly just want a chance to make things right with you again. For some of you, this can be a friendship wherein your friend was very obsessively like controlling of you until it reached a point where you couldn't tolerate it anymore. So, and this friend of yours misses you a lot and they've changed their ways, and so they want to get back into your life. So, but this storyline I'm seeing only for a handful of you. For the most of you, like I said, it's either someone whom you had friend zoned, and if not that, someone whom you had just started dating, but pretty soon you realize like their nature is not good, and so you left them, or you had cut off all communication from them, and that was kind of like their wake-up call. And ever since then they've changed their ways, and so now they want you back in their life. Okay, now let's see how exactly are they planning to go about it. Spirit, how is this person planning to make things right with group 3? Freedom. How is this person planning to make things right with group 3? Diligence. How is this person planning to make things right with group 3? Spirit. And miracles. They want to surprise you with a kind of drastic change that has occurred in their personality. That's one thing. Miracles over here with all of this flying that's going on tells me that they at the moment don't have any fixed plan as such about how and when are they planning to come back into your life, but they're hoping that it can happen pretty soon. And somewhere this flock of birds tells me that even though you're not talking to them at the moment, you guys perhaps still do share a set of mutual friends, or run in the same circle, or maybe even live in the same neighborhood. Diligence over here is telling me that either they are going to relocate to where you're living, or something might happen, and even if it is just for travel purposes, you might for a brief period of time relocate to wherever it is that they're living. And somewhere miracles over here is telling me that it's going to be, it legit is going to be a chance encounter with each other again. It's just that they will jump on this opportunity and they will show you how much they've changed and how long they've come in this journey of theirs. Freedom, of course, with diligence is telling me that their way of winning you over will be to give you as much autonomy and as much freedom as possible, both in terms of course, like, okay, so what do you want to do today? What are your plans? Let's just do whatever it is that you want and things like that. So that's one thing. And the other thing, of course, is they will let you decide the future of this connection. And they'll be very clear about it also. Like, this is who I am now. It is upon you whether you want to take it or if you want to leave it. And I will respect whatever decision you make. But I just want one chance to show to you and to prove to you that I have changed. And again, like I said, I'm picking up on this energy very strongly that it means a lot to them. They will also be displaying to you the manners in which they aren't as hung up about things as they always were. Let's say that you agree to meet them over a cup of coffee. You will realize that if in the past they were very, how do I say this? Freakishly obsessed with, like just the right amount of sugar, the right amount of milk and things like that. You'll see how easy breezy their whole vibe or their whole dynamic is. And that is exactly that they were looking for. That is exactly how they're intended to impress you. With miracles over here, they want you to be surprised. They want that element of surprise. They want to see that look on your face when you realize that, oh my gosh, this individual, it's like it's the same person. Same body, but a totally different person sitting in front of me right now. This is not at all like how I remembered them. And that will be their chance to glorify their image in your eyes again. So like I said, they don't have any fixed plan about the when and the how, like not the specifics as such, but they're hoping to have a run-in with you. And I do see that happening in very divinely orchestrated manner over here with miracles. And like I said, they will be jumping on that opportunity to prove to you that they have actually changed and come a long way. Okay, now let's see what guidance does Spirit have for you to deal with this individual. Spirit, what guidance do you have for group 3 to deal with this person? What guidance do you have for group 3 to deal with this person? 4 of Pentacles. What guidance do you have for group 3 to deal with this person? 5 of Swords. What guidance do you have for group 3 to deal with this person? And Queen of Cups. Very interesting. So the first thing that I heard was, do not let this person's new energy overwhelm you, group 3. And it's quite possible, maybe you guys are sensitive to energies and emotions. So someone trying this hard to impress you again can obviously be a bit more, can have a great impact on you than what they might be anticipating, right? But you have to make sure that your energy is completely safeguarded. I'm not saying that this individual's energies are negative, but like I said, it can be too much for you to absorb all at once, which is why perhaps with Four of Pentacles over here, Spirit is saying that maintain a very healthy boundary. Okay, good. It's great that you've changed, and yes, I can see a visible proof in front of me. But do you expect me to open up to you like this just because you're a changed person now? That's not going to happen. I will need time with this. I'm going to take my time with this, and that's okay. That is, that is proof enough. I don't need any further proof. Don't try to dump all of your newfound ways onto me immediately all at once, because it's too much for me. Also, with Five of Swords over here, make sure that this person's attempt to redeem themselves in your eyes does not take a toll on you. And like I said, this brings me back to the whole overwhelming point. You can appreciate that someone has changed, but at the same time decide that even after that, they just don't float your boat. And that does not make you a mean or a bad person. It just doesn't. Okay, you were a catalyst in that person's realization and helped them to become a better person. That's great. But you don't owe anything to them. And Five of Swords over here with Queen of Cups is telling me that you are an emotional person, Group 3, and you might have this tendency of overgiving to people. So don't do that. Remember that you do not owe anything to this person. It's great that they have changed, but does that mean that you necessarily have to take them back into your life? No. If you want to, that's fine. But if you don't want to, then you don't have to. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to. So make sure that there are very healthy boundaries in place when you meet this person, and make sure that they don't go overboard with trying to show their new side to you, and make sure that you do not end up doing or saying anything that you didn't want to in the first place. Okay, you or this person might have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio in your charts. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it on the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you're new over here, you can follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.